as evidently do their supporters in America. In fact, many universities remain squarely on the side of Hamas. We saw huge protests over the weekend. There's the University of Michigan professor who still has a job after tearing down posters of Hamas hostages. Pretty smug look on his face. There's Joseph Assad of Columbia University. He's a professor who called the attacks awesome. In our upside-down world, Mahmoud Abbas, the Palestinian Authority president, appears to have more moral clarity than the presidents of major American universities. Abbas reportedly, at least, called for the release of the Hamas hostages. Much like the universities, America's biggest unions, well, they have not found that moral clarity. So biggest unions and universities found moral clarity about BLM, trans rights, and Ukraine. But when it comes to terrorism, there's both sides. The Service Employees International Union President Mary Kay Henry tweeted, "The violence in Israel and Palestine is unconscionable," as if it's the same kind of violence. SEIU stands with all who are suffering while strongly condemning anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, and hate in all forms. I'm sure everybody feels better now. Bill O'Reilly's here, host of the No Spin News. Bill, how did suddenly in our culture terrorism become something to be celebrated?
It isn't sudden. So the progressive movement has always hated Israel. It sees Israel as a fascist country that is persecuting the innocent Palestinian people and has always taken that posture. So why would they change? It doesn't really matter what Hamas does or Iran does or Hezbollah or ISIS. It doesn't matter because the United States and Israel, they made them do it. You see, that's the mentality. You always have to understand your adversary, Leland. And the far left, they're so poisoned as an ideology against the United States and our ally, Israel. There's no reasoning with these people. I mean, these college professors, they don't care about babies or, mass murder. They don't care about that. They care about their ideology. This is where they live. You'll never get them out of there. But I wrote a column on BillO'Reilly.com, which is where we live today, that the cancel culture is turning on the far left. The far left invented the cancel culture as a device, a la Saul Alinsky, to take their opposition off the table, to destroy their opposition by accusations, unfounded or whatever. The media bought into that, puts the accusation on page one, due process, forget it. But now, in one of the most severe ironies I've seen in decades, the cancel culture is turning on the people who support Hamas. And you saw it in the Wall Street Journal today, and it's happening right now.
Yeah, it's interesting. Look, the one thing that might change it on university campuses, and you tell me if it's not so much cancel culture, because look, you've got Bill Ackman and others saying that some of these people who are participating in these rallies should be fired. You've got Donald Trump coming out today and saying any students who participate in these rallies should have their visas pulled, which is kind of hard to argue with if you're going to support terrorism. But Ken Griffin, John Huntsman, Mark Rowan, and Aidan Offer have all threatened potentially to pull their donations to major universities over the university's lack of moral clarity. Forget even condemning the groups that support and the kids that support. These universities won't even stand up for Israel. They would stand up for BLM, they'd stand up for Ukraine, they won't stand up for Israel. You say it's about the progressive left hating Israel and on and on. How much of it's just rank anti-Semitism, you think?
I don't know. You can't look into the hearts of people. I can tell you that there isn't any consistency at my alma mater, Harvard. I mean, they'll banish conservative spokespeople. They'll cancel you if you're a student that joins the Republican Society or whatever it may be. They'll persecute you there. But if you're far left, progressive, they'll celebrate you. So, look, people believe what they want to believe. I know the truth. I hope people do go to BillO'Reilly.com to find out why this is all happening, Hamas and Israel and all of that.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if the media will keep on and allow the cancel culture to come all the way back around, or if suddenly they're going to find a way to get out of it, of what's good for the goose is good for the gander. We'll see, and I know you'll keep covering it. Bill, thank you, and I'm looking forward to joining you tomorrow. The tables will turn.
All right, No Spin News has Leland Vittert tomorrow, and that should be an interesting thing. And don't forget Killing the Witches, Leland. Best Halloween book ever, with apologies to Edgar Allan Poe.
Well, so long as the apologies have been given. We'll see you tomorrow, Bill. Thank you as always. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.